So this is a observation with Casey Gilliver.
I'm Casey Gilliver.
And we are going through his production log, obviously. So can you just talk us through some of the processes that you went through to build the site?
So starting off, I had to get the content that Snobs had already provided with the previous designer. So that was a case of just speaking to the lady upstairs, who's one of my colleagues, just to get the content that she'd actually been provided first. Do
you have the emails of them being handed over?
It wasn't actually sent by email. The conversation was face to face, unfortunately.
Right.
But I believe they were sent by Skype here.
Okay.
So the file it was just a zip
no,
file.
that's fine.
It's just unzipping now, and that basically had all the content that she was sent over, from text to images to the actual site map of the old site that they wanted to develop. So that was the first point really for me, getting hold of the content that she had to almost make a start. Just putting information in really, and then from that point populating it with images, playing around with the navigation and layout of the site. So that was the starting point, and from there it started off page by page. So first of all, I wanted to get the home page down and looking aesthetically pleasing. So to start off with, I did originally have just an image as the top header, and it was not until a later point in which I actually changed it for the video, purely for reasons because it was there to be used, and I thought it would be a good idea that isn't being used in the original site, to use it as a full width header. To start off with, just populating the site from the home page through to the end. The first few pages mainly information based, so that was just a matter of getting the text in, and then once the text was in and in order.
Can you show us on the CMS?
So in here, do you want to have a look at the back end of it?
Yeah,
sure. So it's through. So in the back end, it's split into the separate pages. So first of all, the home page was where I started off, and it's simply just the block builder. So with the header, this is how it's all made up.
So what's this? This is what's this block builder? I've not heard of this.
Basically, it's a set. It's almost like a library. So if we were to add a section, you add a section and it gives you options as to what you can bring in.
And where's that from?
This is based in WordPress. It's part of our system through a system called Flylink, designed for us. So simply blocks. So if you wanted to split up a page in half, you'd simply select the two and insert modules in.
Is this something that you've bought or?
No, it's actually built in with our system. I'm not sure how the developers have. It's the developers at head office that have created this.
That's brilliant.
For our company especially. So it's all done through this original our almost system called Flylink, which has the category called websites, and then from there it brings you to this block builder.
Right.
So then, as I say, it's a matter of just getting in the layout and then putting in images and text. So each one image or text, and then a matter of simply.
Just do an example. I know this is you don't have to edit anything, but just shows how you could get an image in and edit the text.
So first of all, an image. This is the social media icon. So it has a URL in which you place in. You can do it straight from an external URL or simply select upload an image, and that brings you to the media library of all the images that are used throughout the site. It start off empty, and as you put them in, it saves them, so you can use them more than once. So here you can see that we have the social media icons. So it's currently at Twitter, so if I wanted to change it to Facebook, you'd set the image, and you can see that it's changed, and it also offers a preview. So if you select this, it gives you an in. in-screen preview. So as you can see, it's changed to Facebook now.
So if you wanted to edit that particular image, say you wanted to make it smaller or whatnot, do you know how you do that?
Well, in this tabs at the top, there's an option to set a max image width. So if you say you wanted to set it at 50 pixels, which is going to be small, you'd save it, save and exit, and then preview, and you'll see that now that icon has been smaller. So it's just a matter of playing around with sizes. It's an easy way to keep the images the same size.
Yeah.
Once they're before they're dragged into the media library, it's just a case of bringing them into Photoshop and ensuring all of the images are the same size in a square in this case, so that when they're actually the max size is actually edited, they would all be the same size.
So when for those Twitter images, Facebook images, all the images used, you got some of them from the site. Some of them you didn't get from Snobs, did you?
Snobs. No, that's actually any images where that weren't provided to myself or the previous colleague who designed the site. Other images we can get through stock images, which is again built into our system, and that's part of our system where it's just a stock image library. So it's stock images, and simply just search for an image. So say we wanted to look at a sport picture, type in a keyword of sport, and it actually filters two separate websites that are done through our developers. There's paid subscription, so that's Deposit Photos or Fotolia. So there it brings up the library, and then simply select the image that you want, and then it gives you options as to sizes. So you can buy a small image for that price or an extra large image for just that price.
When kind of doing this, say you were just sourcing images for a web, what sort of things do you need to consider in regards to images?
Images, well, you need to consider the orientation of the images. So if you wanted it to be a full width header, you'd obviously want it to be a landscape image. Whereas anywhere else, if you wanted an image alongside some text, it wouldn't really matter. You could use a portrait image to fill the space depending on how much text was there. Just from a design point of view, it works better headers being landscape, purely because once it's used to be stretched to the full width of the page. So if you were provided a portrait image that the client requested, it had to be a header, it'd almost zoom in so the edges would come to the side, so you wouldn't actually get the full potential of the image. Almost it'd zoom into a certain part.
Okay. And what else?
So with Fotolia, it's based on an external page. So Fotolia, here we go. So this is where it's actually integrated from. So again, if we were to type in sport, we'd get that same image. Yeah. So then if you were to find it on Fotolia, they're all referenced by a number. So if we were to copy this number and
but if what I'm sort of saying is, if you're sending this image to somebody else, or even, I mean, right. Fotolia, they're all kind of set standard, aren't they? But yeah. How about images clients send? What sort of things do you need to check?
You need to ensure that if it is going to be a header, the image is large enough. If I were to send over an image that was a very small image, let's say, and they required it to be a full width header, when it is stretched, you are going to see it's going to be very pixelated. But on the other hand, you also don't want the image to be too big, because that will affect the loading times of the pages, and that might affect people viewing the site, because if a page is taking long, you're not likely to stick around, you're more likely to scroll on, flick to another page, or even go off the website if it's taking that long. Especially with people, nowadays people are using mobile phones, so 3G, it's not going to load as fast as if you were here with Wi-Fi, so you've got to ensure that it loads quick enough but also doesn't look too low res.
So the website, how would you edit the image on the website? Say you've got the right image but you only wanted, like, for instance, that bike bit. If you go into
within the website, you're limited to what you can really edit. You can make it full width or the size, and you can add padding round. But to almost crop an image, that would have to be done externally through Photoshop.